It seems like Phil Spencer has confirmed that xCloud is coming to Australia.
Yeah.
Did you see this?
So I saw the tweet where you said, I think you mentioned to me, Xbox Game Pass is coming, Ultimate's coming to Australia. I'm like, what? That's confused. Like, what?
Yes.
And I felt like screenshotting my subscription on the Xbox website to show you that I am an Australian. I already have Game Pass Ultimate. What are you talking about?
But it's not, you have a Povo Game Pass Ultimate. You got the rip-off Game Pass Ultimate where you don't get the streaming in it for free.
Well, I'm an Australian. What can I do? You know?
But don't you think this was odd that literally just I'm going to bring it up now because I feel bad like not bringing the person up. But that an Australian content creator just reached out to Phil Spencer directly around, like, you know, hey, is it coming to Australia? And he just came back and confirmed it. I was like, what? Like, that's strange, isn't it?
If anything, that just shows you how little Australia matters in the scheme of everything. Like, that,
well, yes,
that you would just announce it via a tweet. Like, we don't matter. We don't matter.
Well, he didn't even, it wasn't even a tweet. It was just a reply. Like, that's like, and again, like, I'll always say this, that, you know, Australia's only like 2% of the GDP of the world. So you just can't focus on Australia too much. It's kind of a bit of a rounding error for a lot of companies, unfortunately. Like, I wish it wasn't like that.
Those NBN upgrades will come in handy here, I think.
Well, they're not happening supposedly until 2023. But yeah, no, like, I think for you, because you've got a pretty good connection, I can't see a problem. Like, if it doesn't work for you, or for me, it's not going to work for anyone in Australia.
But the problem I have with this is, and it's more so than the problem I would have with Stadia or Amazon, because they're not, you know, they're not part of the Xbox, you know, ecosystem. I keep saying that term. Is if I'm at home, I don't have a need to stream Xbox games from the cloud. There's no need for me to do that. So
yeah, of course, it's not for that.
But then I'm relying on having basically, okay, if I'm out somewhere, how the hell am I going to get any kind of internet access that's going to support xCloud when I'm away from my home? Like,
isn't that just the problem with streaming in general?
It is, but unlike, see, with Stadia, there's no Stadia equivalent of a console. There's no Amazon equivalent console. So that's adding something to your repertoire at home that you don't have. Whereas I have an Xbox at home. And this is where it gets into the thing that I'm more interested in, which is the console to device streaming. So similar to what PlayStation's done for a while with Remote Play, and Xbox has had for a while from Xbox One to PC. That's interesting, so that I can, and I do it all the time these days, is I will, you know, be playing a game in the lounge room, and I'll go, you know, go to the bedroom, whatever, lie down, and I'll just stream to, you know, my Surface or whatever down there. That interests me because that's adding to what I can do at home with this, you know, unlike xCloud, where it's like, well, I guess I could lie in bed streaming xCloud, but when I've got the ability to stream straight from Xbox One, you know, I might as well just do that.
And how well does that work? Because I've tried streaming from my PlayStation 4 onto my iPhone, and I had, like, you know, my Wi-Fi internally is on point. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. It's very well set up and very low latency. Like, I'll put like 4K streams across my network and everything works fine. But I found it to be really, I don't know, man. It was kind of like really buggy and really kind of like, you know, when you get a Wii U and go onto the edge of when it's compatible and it sort of starts to just stuff up and not work properly.
So for me, I've had very mixed experiences with this. So from console to PC, whether or not it's a Surface or a fully fledged laptop, it works really well. But I won't say that I've tried it in a situation where I'm at the edge of the house and my Wi-Fi, you know, is at, you know, the opposite edge, right? I haven't stretched it that far because at that point, like, I'm in a room that's empty at the moment. You know, there's no reason for me to try that. But generally it works pretty well. But I'm also playing games that I know will be okay for delay. So I'm playing a lot of grid-based like Kemco RPGs and things, right? Things that I know that I can move around, and if it has a hiccup, because it definitely has hiccups, it's okay because it's a turn-based, it's whatever. I'm not going to try to play something like Halo on it. But when I tried to do the equivalent with my Android tablet, I had a lot of issues. First of all, to be able to do that, I had to sign up to be an Xbox insider. So I went through that whole process, and so now I'm getting updates all the time on Xbox One because I'm like in their beta program or whatever.
Cool.
Then actually getting it set up was, for whatever reason, it was just a pain in the ass. But I got it set up. And when I was in the exact same place where I'd normally do it to my PC, I tried doing it to the Samsung tablet, and it was just absolute crap. It was completely unplayable, even though I was in the exact same, setup. So I've had good experience from console to PC, but bad experience from console to Android. So that's kind of my experience with it so far.
I mean, the one thing that I think is really critical with all of these things is having as little friction as possible. And I do see the benefit if it's just like, and by the way, you can't do this at the moment. Like I have an iPhone, you can't get xCloud on the iPhone. Like Apple has blocked it.
So you can't get xCloud, but they've just apparently an update. I don't know if it's live already that allows the console streaming to iOS. I read it.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure.
But not xCloud, no.
No, but my point was just going to be around the xCloud. Like the one thing that I do think is a benefit of it in a way is just that, it's just the app. You go into the app, you start straight away. You know what I mean? It's like not relying on any other factor apart from, are you on the internet? Yes. Do you have a decent internet connection? Yes. Then open the app and start playing. Like I get the benefit of that, like, because it's just get straight into it. The thing that I would think would be really cool is if you could use that to play co-op. So like, if I had a mate over and I'm playing a game, I'm like, hey, here's my phone, jump in and we can play co-op together. And I would imagine it doesn't work like that. Yeah. Because it'd be like effectively the same account, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I know that, we talked a while back about Parsec.
Yeah.
People like media people and that are actually playing co-op games that traditionally require local co-op, like Spiritfarer. They're playing that co-op over Parsec. So that's interesting.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about Parsec.
But that's an interesting, that's a world where, okay, that is a cloud service, obviously not available to the general public, and that's not its purpose at the moment, but that is facilitating local co-op remotely. So, yeah.
Because, I mean, could we use Parsec? How does it work?
From my understanding, it's for the media, isn't it? It's for the outlet.
I just checked. It's like $30 a month.
So you can actually use Parsec yourself.
It seems like it.
Oh, okay. Well,
it seems pretty cool though. I'm not really sure how it works. Like, yeah, I'm gonna actually look into it because I've heard a lot about it and it looks really, really cool. Like, and it's a pretty cool idea actually. Like, it's a good implementation of it because you're just ripping out all like the confusion, really. Yeah, but was there anything else on xCloud that you wanted to discuss?
Not really. I know a lot of stuff needs to go through long testing periods, but it just feels like Microsoft have been talking about it for so long. It just feels like just put it all out already. It just feels like it's dragging on.
Yeah, no, fair enough. All right, well, let's get into our next segment.